More mistakes juice companies make? Let's have a look. Okay guys, welcome back. Fun Day Sunday, taking a slightly different look this week. I've threatened to do this for a little while. What we're going to do is, if we have a top 5 mistakes which really grabs your attention and there's loads of really great suggestions in it, we're going to have a little look back, we're going to have a little recap and maybe come up with some more mistakes. And on the first one we did, 5 mistakes juice companies make, there was a lot of really great suggestions from you guys, so we're going to have a look back at those. So slightly more chilled out than normal. We're just going to read your guys' comments and we're going to talk on those. So as always, you know, get in the comments, the previous top 5s as well, get in the comments with great suggestions and we may recap it. So here's some more mistakes juice companies made, suggested by you guys in the comments. And if there is any other top 5 mistakes or top 5 anything you want me to do on a Sunday Sunday video, then also put those suggestions in the comments as well. Hazozita said in the video, it commented under the top 5 mistakes juice companies make video, said, agree with all your points. I'd add one more: too much sweetener in addition to killing coils quickly. It tastes bad. This was a big one. Loads and loads of people said this as soon as this video came out. Too much sweetener. It's true. It's true. There is way too much sweetener being used in these, in a lot of these juices right now. I don't know if it's just like a fashion. It's become a thing, or the juice companies are scared of people saying it's not tasty enough or something, or what. But yeah, there's way too much sweetener in a lot of the mainstream juices that are out there. There really is too much sweetener. And like Hazozita says, it wrecks your coils. Sweetener is one of the many things that contribute towards really gunking up your build really fast. And using too much sweetener, taking too much sweetener, actually, once you go over the threshold of how much sweetener you should use, it actually has the opposite effect. It actually completely ruins the juice and it loses its sweetness. Yeah, I completely agree with that, and so do a lot of you guys. There's a lot of comments, people saying too much sweetener. So absolutely nailed it with that one. Correct. Alan Jacobson says, I totally agree with all the things you mentioned, but want to add 2 more. One is when they add a cooling agent like Coolada without mentioning it, and the other is too much sweetener that gunks up your coils. I'm a DIY and never add any sweetener, and the coils don't gunk up, and I hate Coolada. Yeah, this is another one that came up. Too much sweetener, again, as you see, Alan agrees as well with that one. And not mentioning that it's got either menthol or Coolada in the profile, in the flavour profile. I am the same. I'm the same as Alan, and I know loads of people are the same. Again, this was another highly commented one. There's too many juices out there that have got Coolada in there, or they've got menthol in there, full stop, with or without mentioning it. There's just so many. I'm not a massive fan of any juice. There's no real juice on my list of favourite juices that has Coolada or menthol in. I really don't see the point in it. I think personally, some people get a flavour that's not quite right and they just add a bit of Coolada to make it into something, you know, and kind of mask that it's not actually a great flavour. There are a couple of juices that I've used with Coolada in that have been fine, but it's been very clear in the labelling that it's Coolada. If you go out and spend £20 on a big bottle of juice and then it turns out it had Coolada in all along, and you don't like that, it's a massive waste of money. I think it's so important that juice companies do correctly label their juices with what's in it. And yeah, that's true. It's a really good one. If it's got Coolada or menthol, the company making that juice really need to let people know on the bottle, on the descriptions, all that stuff. It's a good one. Michael Annette says, food colouring additions need to be put to bed. I'll never buy a juice that's bright red, bright blue, etc. Now, completely agree, Michael. Completely agree with that. There's absolutely no need to colour your juice artificially. The one thing I would say about this, and I'm no expert in mixology, juicing, juice flavours, or anything like that. I'm no expert at all. But what I've heard is there are certain flavourings that are naturally red and naturally blue. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but this is what I've been told. Certain juices are actually red and blue naturally. They aren't artificially coloured that way. It's the way they are. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that is what I've heard. So there will be a handful of juices that are naturally red, naturally blue, or pinky, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I agree on the whole. There's absolutely no need. The colour of a juice, the colour of the liquid in the bottle will never really be the reason I would go and buy it, you know. So yeah, I agree with that one, Michael. Spot on. Lassie jumps in and says, nice one. I think adding Coolada or menthol and not mentioning it is one mistake. Also thinking that same juice with same PG-VG ratio will work in a higher power and lower power mouth to lung setup is another common mistake. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that's another issue that we didn't quite get to in the first video. I think it would be really, really cool if juice companies had mouth to lung lines which were higher PG and, you know, more cloudy lines for sub tanks and things like that as a higher VG, and they kind of did both. Back in the day, a lot of companies did that. A lot of them had a 50-50 and a 70-30 line, or an 80-20 line, and it was clearly they were a max VG range of the same flavour and a 50-50. But also they should be making it clearer that that's for your pods, that's for your mouth to lung, and that's for your cloudy setups. That would be really cool. We've kind of lost that though. We've kind of lost the diversity, because you get a lot now. You get a lot, you know, that are short fills and things like that, so they are the way they are. And in the same token, I would add as well, lack of options for nicotine strength on juice as well. It seems like when you go in a vape shop now, or you go on a vape shop website, it's really hard if you want a 12 mg juice, because all they can give you is a nic shot. You put it in and it's 3 mg, and so I think it's getting harder to get the strength of juice that you want unless you vape 3 mg. So I would say that's a big problem as well. It'd be great if juice companies and vape shops worked out a better system for getting stronger juices out there. David Payne agrees with Lassie on that as well. He said, I also hate when I buy a juice and there's menthol or Coolada in it, but no mention in the description. Yeah, loads and loads of people said that as well. David Payne agreeing with everyone on that. That seemed to be like the number one complaint that I didn't mention kind of thing. Tommy says, my pet peeve is they should put a born on date and an expiration date on these bottles. I am so tired of ordering juice from such and such, Ultimate Vape Deals Fugging or whatever. And I've seen it in Zample Box, and they will throw an old bottle of juice that is dark. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's been sitting on a shelf somewhere for quite a while. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. So, without getting into specific examples of companies and things like that, this is a problem. This is a problem. For whatever reason, a lot of juice companies don't put a best before date on the juice, or what date it was created or made. That would be really, really good if that just became an industry standard. The reason is, it's not so much how steeped it is or anything like that. It's actually the nicotine. They say that after a year and a half, the nicotine in there has lost some of its potency. So it's actually, if it says it's a 6 mg bottle, but it's 2 years old, it's actually probably not, because that nicotine has broken down and broken down and broken down. So the actual juice changes its actual strength and component over time. And they do recommend that if you're storing nicotine or anything like that, it needs to be either frozen or used within 2 years. So it would be really, really good if industry-wide all juice bottles had a born on date. That would be a fantastic, it's a great suggestion, Tommy. Nice one. So yeah, so that was some more top fives. That was some more mistakes that juice companies make. I think really good suggestions. I think your guys' ones were better than mine, to be honest. And it was clear that a lot of you agree. There's a lot of people saying the same thing. A lot of people thumbing up comments as well. So yeah, spot on. Nice work, you guys. Let me know if there's a particular video you want me to follow up from the past, or you've got a new idea for a Fun Day Sunday video. Comment below. Like and subscribe if you've not already, and I'll see you next Sunday for some more Fun Day Sunday shenanigans. See you then.